Hey, welcome back. This is part 2 of the shop build. If you missed part 1, I'll leave the link down in the description. You can check it out after this one. This time we're going to put walls on. We're going to close this door in, and then I think I might close that in somehow just to keep the wind out. So now we're going to measure from the ground to these rafters right here. You can see they just go up to the steel. So I'm gonna cut out around these rafters up to the steel. I don't know, I doubt I'll have them touching. That way they can breathe a little bit. What I'm gonna use for the siding is these 1x pieces of pine. Cut them out of a tree several years ago, so they're really nice and dry. But they have a lot of the live edge on them. So, and then some of them are cracked. So I have to pick through it and find which ones will fit and which ones aren't broken. A lot of them have like little cracks in them. And then this live edge, I'll have to be careful where I place that at, because some of it, like you can see, this one dips. So I don't want holes in my wall. But we'll have to pick through it and make it work. Well, I just measured them up and I'm about 31 inches short, so I guess I'm gonna have to go pick up some more boards. But that's not a big deal. And with these other pieces, probably these short ones too that I have laying around, on the other side of this lean-to, I'm gonna do the same thing. I probably won't put it in this video, but none of this wood will go to waste. Well, I was hoping to get farther along today, but I did get my barn restained. It looks nice. Almost ruined the new concrete pad. But on a good note, I did get my last 30 inches of wood here and cut. So now the plan is to burn it so that it looks like this middle, because I have more stains so it looks a little bit more like the barn, but I really like this burnt look with the stain mixed in with it. So I'm just going to do a light burn on it and then stain it, so that way the what's white is going to be that red color. Hey, I got the wall done-ish, but we'll come back to that, because right now we're going to work on this door. I'm going to go with the split door. That way I don't have a giant, because this is almost an 8-foot span. So each door will be 4 foot. It'll be enough to get everything in, but if I need it bigger, the extra door will be there to open up and let me in. So the plan is to just make boxes, and then we'll just stick the 1x's on the box to hold it square. Alrighty, let's talk about what I've done. This is gonna be the door on the right. I made it a 1/2 inch shorter than this one just to give me that little bit of a gap to play with. And then this is going to be the bottom, and then I cut the sides, and then I have these small pieces of 2x4 holding the corners square. And then what I do next is I take another screw and I run it one through there, and then I come over on the other side and I run one through there. By doing that, it'll hold it square enough, and then I'll come and I'll put the 1-bys on top of that, on top of the frame, and then the 1-bys will hold the frame square. I may have to come in and put supports in so it doesn't twist because it's so wide, but we'll have to make that determination when we get there. Alright, last night after I got done putting these doors together, I came out and cut out these 1-bys down to length. Now we're gonna take them and line them up over here, and we're gonna burn them. Alright, so I got the boards for the front of the door cut, and I might have got carried away and burnt the door too. But now we're gonna take this roll of plastic, open it up, and we're gonna put it on the front of the doors, and then we'll put the wood on top of that. It's not gonna be to keep the weather out or anything, it's just to keep like the wind out, because these don't fit perfectly together, and I might be out here in the winter working, and I don't want the wind blowing in there any more than it will already. Alright, so I brought the door back over here to the concrete so I have a flat surface to work on. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to grab 2 of the wider boards, and then I'm going to put them on, one on each side. That way it'll hold it square while I work on the rest of it. Plus, if I have any gaps, I can work on it in the middle and I don't have a weak spot on the side. Alright, so I have the boards put on them, but I've decided I'm going to run a couple 2x4s across, because like this one you can see right here, it's already bowed up some, and there's some bowing in them, and there's no support on these middle 3 in the middle of them. They're just anchored at the very top and at the very bottom. And then these outside ones, there's 3 screws on the bottom and then screws up the side. So this whole inside's free to bow and warp and do whatever it wants to do. So I'm just going to stick a couple 2x4s in here. Hopefully that'll keep it from bowing and flexing too much. Alrighty, we're finally to the point where we got the doors done. Now it's time to work on the wall. Now, I have all these pieces cut and fit up. Got them all cut out around the trusses. So now I'm gonna take them all down, and I'll take them over here in the yard and line them up. And I'll stand the doors up over there with them. That way I can take a sheet of plastic and cover all of this. Again, just to be more or less just a windbreak, because this is what it looks like at night. So there's plenty of holes in it, but We're gonna take them off and stain them. We're gonna try staining everything this red to fill in the whites on it, on these burns. We'll see how it goes. Now you might be asking yourself, why would I go through all the effort to take down all that wood just to line it up over here and stain it? Did you not see my last video? I've also lined up all the other boards I haven't used yet. That way I can get it all stained at one time, and hopefully I won't have to do it again. I also got my ladders out because, well, why not? This is the stain I'm using. You just took it up to a garden hose. I don't know if they still make this stuff or not. I got this probably 3 years ago. Haven't used it, so it's getting used now. But yeah, I mean, it's super easy. This is your nozzle. You just turn it on and the water just shoots through and sucks the stain up through it and sprays it out evenly. I mean, that's how we did the whole barn, so it should work just fine for all of this. Alrighty. We got all these boards stained. You can see the red in them. It'll be interesting to see how dark they dry. It's already sucked in a lot. I like the look of it a lot. These other boards, I did the back of them. So we're gonna let these dry a little bit and we're gonna flip them over and do them again. These wall boards, they're done. The doors are done. So now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna hang the plastic up. That way when those boards get dry, we can hang them up and get this wall completed. Okay, so I got looking at the weather and I had a change of plans. I've got my sheet of plastic laid out. All I have to do is open it up. I got some of my boards ready. So the problem is the wind is blowing in this direction, so it's gonna catch the plastic. So I don't want it all hanging up there and then just waiting to put the boards on. So I'm gonna hang some of the plastic, and I'm gonna stick some of the boards on, and hopefully I can do it fast enough before the wind catches it and rips it off. So let's see if I can do it. Do any of you have a arch nemesis when it comes to construction? I do. It's called doors. I hate doors. So I hung these ones up. I saved you guys the painful misery of watching me do that. But when I got them hung up, as you can see, I had to cut them because I was about that far off. I have it marked on this door, but can't really see it apparently. But yeah, I mean, I was just a sliver off. Couldn't get them to shut, but I got them to shut now. So I guess that's all that matters, right? Another problem I ran into is that door doesn't open all the way. But to fix that, because of the slope I put on the concrete, I'd have to cut off who knows how much of the bottom of it. So it's gonna stay. It opens up most of the way. It's not quite square, but it'll be close enough. This one will open up until it hits whatever. So I guess I'll use that as the man door and this one as the spare door. So the next thing I'll do for this door is I'll put a latch at the top and at the bottom, and then I'll have to drill a hole in the concrete and put the other latch up top. That way I can keep this door shut, and then I'll put a latch on the outside of that one to keep them closed. The exterior is finally done. So I ended up taking this door off because after I put the latch at the top and the bottom and that pulled it square, I couldn't get this one to open or shut. So without opening both doors, because it had a pinch point somewhere at the top and, like, I don't know, there-ish. So I took this door off and cut it so I didn't cut any more off of that one. And while I had it off, I cut a little bit off the bottom. And then I put a latch at the top and the bottom. That way it couldn't bow, which it does have a bow in it now, which is convenient because that holds both latches tight. So if the wind blows on it, it won't be opening one of the latches or anything weird. And if you come around to the side, it's got a shadow on it now, but I think it turned out looking pretty good. And then you can see on the inside here, I have the latch at the top and at the bottom. And then I decided while I was in here, I might want a little hook to keep the door shut while I was in there. I didn't have it blowing open on me all the time, constantly having to shut it. I can just latch it shut and not have to worry about it. I also got most of this closed in. There is a little spot up here that I still have open, but it's clear up there and not really gonna let a lot of wind in on me. So I might get to that, might not, we'll see. Alrighty guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It'll help it with the analytics, get it out there more. If you want to see more of the build, subscribe. I am going to make one more video. I'm going to put insulation on the roof, so in the winter when I'm in here working and I have the heat on, it's not raining on me. I need to put a different light in here. This one does for now, but I have a 4-foot shop light I'm going to put in here. And I definitely need to close up that gap above the door. So that'll be on the next video. If you didn't see me do the floor, I'll leave the card at the end. You can watch that one next. You have a great day.